Yes, welcome back, children. That last session we discussed about the racial discrimination in America and what are the protection steps taken by the American government visa. Okay, hereafter we'll see our Indian constitutions. What is our Indian constitutions guarantees to us under the Article 15 means no citizen shall on grounds only of religion, race, caste, sex, place of birth or any of them be subject to any disability, liability, restriction or condition with regard to. And another also what they are saying, access to shops, public restaurants, hotels and places of public entertainment. Okay, these things they given in the article 15 in the Indian Constitution. Yes, here communities or individual always try to expand the idea of democracy or press for greater recognition of equality on existing and new issues. Yes, children, listen. Equality in Indian democracy. The Indian Constitution recognizes every person as equal. The principle of equality. Our constitutions or the democratic country have the principles of equality. The basic principle of equality is what? You see that before that our constitutions given a lot of laws for to bring the equality, as well as they given a lot of schemes planned by the state government as well as by the central government. There are various laws to see that people are treated with dignity and as equality. Provisions of equality are enshrined in the Indian Constitution. Every person is equal before law. Okay, so what our Constitution says to us, every person is equal before the laws, whether they are the Kantabai, a house helper, or the president of our country. Both are equal before the law. Every person, nobody can be discriminated against on any grounds, under any caste, religion, or creed, race, anything. They should not be discriminated. Then every person has access to public places and public utilities. Okay, all the persons, all the citizens in country have the rights to use the public places and public utilities. Due to this, untouchability has been abolished. They believe the Constitution says that due to this, that untouchability has been abolished. Then the government also planned and provided lot of schemes to bring the equality among the people. Here, the Indian, we're going to see the example of midday meal scheme, how it is helps to equality. Okay, brings the equality through government schemes like midday meal scheme in schools to encourage poor and lower caste students to attend schools. These steps help in removing caste prejudices, increasing equality or opportunities, and establishing dignity, etc. The attitude of discrimination can be changed only when people begin to believe that no one is inferior and all should be treated with dignity. Establishing equality in a democratic country is a challenging one. Okay, you see the midday meal how helps. Midday meals program has had many positive effects. This program also helped reduce caste prejudices because both lower and upper caste people, students have their midday meal in the school itself. So listen children, now we are coming to the Indian history. In civics, the on equality we completed how the government constitutions given tries to bring the equality among the people we saw. Now Indian history, that is the first lesson for us. The history is the tracing changes through 1,000 years. Okay, that lesson only. That means medieval period, the 7th standard, you're going to learn the medieval period. What are the incidents happened in the medieval period? Okay, because ancient history, the Indian history is classified into three. That is ancient history, medieval history, and modern history. Ancient history you completed in the 6th grade. Now in the 7th grade you're going to learn the medieval history. I told you already. Yes, next year in the 8th grade, modern history. Now medieval, concentrate the medieval history. It is in the middle period. Okay, the people from the early humans to Janapadas, Mahajanapadas, and they came as a kings, kingdoms, everything after the medieval history started. In the medieval history, the textual records were increased. It given a lot of information to us, and the entry of the Britishers also happened in the medieval history. Okay, children? Yes. Here, there are two different types of maps I given here, but the two maps explained to us about the Indian south part of India, that is peninsular India. But both this in South India means it is different in map 1, because the part south we would expect in the north. Okay, see here they given the Sri Lanka in the north direction, and this map 1 is made by the Arab geographer Al-Idrisi. Okay, he did this map. It's totally what not what we are using now. Okay, but we identified because that is the South India. How? Because they given a word. If you are seeing in your textbook, it was very clear. They given a word Kanuj. Now we are using the place Kanuj. The map 2 made by the French cartographer. Cartographer means a person who create or make the map. This map is familiar to us because the map we are using, the same related like this. Okay, the map 2 only used by the European sailors at the time of their voyages. Why here they given two maps? Because this is new and old terminologies. One, a person, historians want to be more sensitive to understand the word or map or the place or the person's pictures, statues, whatever they are gathering. They should more sensitive to understand what meaning they given that. Okay, yes, here they given the language for us. Example, Hindustan and foreigner visa. Hindustan word is used in many ways, in many meaning, in many meanings, and the word foreigner also they use in different meaning. Okay, yes, historians and their sources. Yes, children, before that, the new and old terminologies, the word Hindustan, that word used by the Mihajai Siraj, used in the political term also and geographical term also. And Babur, the founder of Mughal emperor in our country, he also used the word Hindustan to mention fauna, flora, and the cultural traditions of the people of subcontinent. Okay, and the foreigner was a word they used in olden days. The person who's not belong their community or their region. But now foreigner means the people who came from the another country or the persons who is not the citizens of our country. The word Pardesi and Ajnabi is the two terms of words they used for to mention the foreigner. Here, historians and their sources. The sources used by historians in the period 7th to 17th century, that is definitely some continuity in the sources. What are the sources they are using? Coins and other evidences, inscriptions, architecture, textual records, everything. Okay. Here in this period, textual records were increased because in this period the paper was invented by the Chinese. So the people started to use the paper to just scribe to copy the manuscripts. Okay, that person's name were called scribes. Because of the scribes, there was a lot of missing in the textual records. Okay, that variety of textual records are available in the medieval period. These include holy text, chronicle of rulers. What are the purposes they used the records? These purposes include holy text, chronicles of rulers, letters and teachings of saints, petitions and judicial records, registers of accounts and taxes, etc. And in this period, that is medieval period, region and empire, some groups like the Cholas, Tughlaqs and Delhi Sultans emerged powerful and acquired many regions and established their empires. And also we saw a detail about the Rajputs, son of rulers, Rajaputras. Okay, they giving the chivalric code, that means respecting the women. Okay, this we are seeing the Prasasti. Prasasti means a Sanskrit poem written by the Brahmanas and praising the kings. Okay, here they given the Ghiasuddin Palban's Prasasti, explained about their vast empire and old and new religion. In this medieval period, there was a lot of changes in the old religions and a lot of new, so many new religions also emerged in our country. During medieval period, that important changes occurred in Hinduism because that is the oldest religion in the world. These included the worship of new deities, the construction of temples of royalty, and the growing importance of Brahmanas, the priest as dominant groups in society. The Brahmanas priests got the good respect in the society because they know to read the Sanskrit. Okay, so they are giving good respect they got good respect in the society. And the new movement was started in the Hinduism itself. These changes happened in the medieval period. That is, Bhakti movement started in the medieval period. This movement says to the Hindu people, once keep the belief and true love on particular deity. Okay, it will helps to attain the God's love. One of the major developments of this period was the emergence of Bhakti movement. It means a loving, personal deity that devotees could reach without the aid of priests or elaborate rituals. Because in those times, people doing a lot of rituals, okay, and sacrifices to, because they are believing that is attain the God's love, okay. So here Bhakti movement says that's no need. If we keep the true love on a deity means it's no need. Okay, in this time the new religions came to our country, that is our subcontinent. In 7th century, another new religion also appeared in the subcontinent. It was Islam. They are people called Muslims. They regard the Quran as their holy book. The Muslim people are classified in two categories, that is Sunni Muslim and Shia Muslim. Okay, children, till this we revised the geography first chapter, history first chapter, and civics first chapter. Go through your textbook and read that. Okay, read your textbook. Okay, because coming week you're going to attend the periodic assessment 1. So the textbook reading is very, very important. All the questions come from your textbook. Okay, children? Yes, go through it. Revise your chapters thoroughly. Attend the exam and well prepare. Okay. Thank you, children. Bye. Take care.